I've done a new free hit draft, which I think is even better than last time. So stick with me and I'll take you through it all. Okay, so similar to how we started the last video, I have to take you through the Draft Hound underlying data. I recorded the last video before the weekend's action was all over, so the expected points have now factored in the games that both Liverpool and importantly Arsenal have played, the two sort of major teams you'd be looking to target players from this game week. So looking at the goalkeepers first, Alisson and Ramsdale top the list for expected points, and then Johnston is in third from Crystal Palace. Little clue there on who I might be picking as my goalkeeper. Followed by Nick Pope, Martinez of Villa, Jose Sarr of Wolves, and Raya of Brentford. You can see the rest of the goalkeepers there. Trent Alexander-Arnold leads the way for defenders, 6.5 expected points. It's nearly one more than any other player in the game. I think it's quite clear he's got to be in your team, in my opinion, if you're on your free hit. Followed by Robertson, Trippier, Ben White, Van Dijk, Gabriel, and Tierney. Onto your midfielders and forwards. Salah now takes the lead as the top player for expected points in Game Week 32. Previously, in the last video, I said, even though he wasn't top for expected points, I said I'd be captaining because I think he's the best option. And now the underlying numbers suggest that too. 8.3 expected points. It's more than one better than any other player in the game. And for that reason, I think he's absolutely essential on your free hit. He's followed up by Martinelli, Saka, and Odegaard, Gakpo, and Eze. And you can see the rest of the players there. Top forward this week is Gabriel Jesus, 6.9 expected points, a very respectable total. Obviously very similar to the other Arsenal attacking assets in Martinelli and Saka. He's followed up by Darwin Núñez, Isak from Newcastle, Watkins and Harry Kane. Interesting to see there, Harry Kane is just inside the top 5 players. He's the 5th best forward for expected points. Is that enough to have him in your free hit team? I'll find out what I'm going to do in a second. Just comparing the defences now, we've got the clean sheet odds. Again, these have changed slightly since Arsenal and Liverpool have played their respective games. Arsenal, top of the tree, a clean sheet, 58% likely against Southampton, followed by Liverpool, 56% against Forest. Crystal Palace, third most likely clean sheets according to Draft Hound, 44% against Everton. You can see the rest of the teams there. Usually I write a rule on these clean sheet odds that any team below 30%, you can't really back a clean sheet, and obviously, a lot of these teams are on either 31 or 29%. The one team I'd say below 30 that you could well back to keep a clean sheet is Aston Villa. I just think with the run of form they've been on, they could well keep a clean sheet against anyone. So that might be another defence that I back, but the rest of them under 30%, I wouldn't say I fancy them too much. And then just a quick visit of the goal scoring and goal involvement odds. On the left, we've got a player's likelihood to score a goal, and on the right, we've got a player's likelihood to be involved in one, whether that be scoring or assisting. And Mo Salah tops the list for both sets of players. So that, for me, suggests that he's ramping up really to be my captaincy shout for Game Week 32. He looks to be the best option. He's followed by Gabriel Jesus, Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Martinelli and Saka for goal scoring odds. Jesus in second, Darwin Núñez, Saka and Gakpo for goal involvement odds. Obviously, the two are quite similar because the two sort of complement each other. But yeah, just interesting to see how Salah has gone from second or third place on some of these ranks to the top by a bit of a distance now. Okay, so on to the team that I've actually picked. In goal, I've gone for Sam Johnston. I really fancy the Palace clean sheet given the clean sheet odds that they have. And I feel like Johnston, even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he's got a really good chance of saves. And at 4.4 million, I just think he's the choice goalkeeper for that price. He saves you a lot of cash compared to other goalkeepers, and he's just as good. Mark Guehi is my first defender. That's a bit of a change since my last squad. I wanted the money, really. I did have Kieran Trippier in there previously, but comparing Trippier and Guehi with their prices, I just felt, Kieran Trippier might score slightly more, but he obviously has lower clean sheet odds. I feel like Guehi is worth the money that you're going to pay for him this week. He's got a good chance of some clean sheet odds, and I also feel like he's due an attack in return. I remember last season, he was one of the biggest set pieces threats in the league, and he didn't come away with many goals, to be honest. But I just got a feeling that there could be an attack in return coming soon for Mark Guehi from a corner or something. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson round off the defence. I just feel comparing them to the likes of Gakpo and Núñez. Yes, Núñez and Gakpo might outscore them, but there's a real minutes risk with those guys, especially the Liverpool forwards. You just don't know how Klopp's going to line up that front line. Whereas you've got to think that Trent and Robertson are nailed to start, particularly against Forest at home. He's not going to want to go defensive and play someone like Joe Gomez at right back against Nottingham Forest. He's going to start Trent and Robertson, hopefully keep a clean sheet, and that'll hopefully get some attacking returns too. Midfielders and forwards up next. Salah is in and he's my captain. He's the top player for expected points. He was even my captain before he became the top player for expected points, to be honest. I think he's a great asset going into game week 32 and beyond, looking at the double he's got in 34. Tottenham at home, Fulham at home. Even if you're not on your free hit, I think he's a great transfer in this week. I've gone for the Arsenal midfield triple up rather than going for either Zinchenko or Gabriel Jesus. I just feel like there are other defenders you can pick on top of Zinchenko that will do just as well. And similarly up front with Gabriel Jesus, I know he tops the list for expected points for strikers, but I feel like Watkins, Kane and Toney, they've been reliable across the whole season, so I've got full confidence they can score well. Whereas I looked at the midfielders, I know the Palace guys have been in really good form, and a lot of people's free hit drafts have the Crystal Palace midfielders in. And to be honest, I can't really make too strong an argument not to go for them, except for the fact that they haven't been consistent all season, right? We're seeing them go into a bit of a purple patch now under Roy Hodgson, but how long can that last? The likes of Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli have been consistently fantastic options throughout the season. Even though Arsenal have stopped winning games, these guys are still getting amongst the goals. Saka, he could have scored against West Ham, missed a penalty, and both Odegaard and Martinelli still got attacking returns in the game that they didn't win. So I have full confidence with Southampton at home that those three could do really well. And here's my team in all its glory. Just looking at the bench, I've gone for Iverson, the cheapest of the goalkeepers. He's going to play at Wolves at home, just in case Johnson doesn't start. He's there, but I think it'll be absolutely fine, Johnson, to play. Iverson's there as a nice backup, and to be honest, Wolves at home, that's one of the easier fixtures I'd suggest to keep a clean sheet in. Not that I'm backing Leicester to keep a clean sheet, because I don't think they will. I just feel like Wolves at home is an okay fixture. Andreas Pereira has been the bench hero all season, and he's going to be my bench hero if I need him in game week 32. Followed by Tyrone Mings. I just had enough cash in the bank to buy a decent defender. I had 4.5 million. Mings stood out as the best defender. And then I've gone for Totti. I think he's literally the cheapest player in FPL. I don't feel like you're going to need to use the third player on your bench on a free hit. So I've just wasted, well, not wasted, but sort of thrown away that spot on the cheapest player possible. But yeah, that's my team. I'm really happy with it. And I might change it a little bit, but the whole structure is obviously quite similar to last time as well. But I just really like it. I feel it's a complete team. All the positions have good players in them. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And one final decision that I might be able to help you with is the captaincy. Again, I'm just looking at all the players sorted by expected points. I'm going for Mo Salah. He takes the lead by a long distance in terms of expected points according to Draft Hound, and he's going to be my captain. I think you'd be brave not to go for him, to be honest. But yeah. I would understand, I guess, if you went for someone like Martinelli, Jesus or Saka. But for me, the captaincy is going to be on Mo Salah. Let me know in the comments who you're thinking of captaining. And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it useful, please leave me a like rating and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I've got plenty more FPL content coming your way for the end of the season, so stick around to see the rest of it. I'll see you in the next video.